The life of Christ. 20. Traveling and laboring in the country northeast of Jerusalem and on the east of the Jordan, parables and miracles. Luke 13, 10 through 33, 14, 15, 16, 17, verses 20 and 21, Matthew 7, 13 and 14. As you know, 21 through 23 is my favorite thing in that whole book, if I'm going to be honest, at least what I've learned. 22, verse 5 through 14, 18, 11 through 14. The woman afflicted, 18 years, healed on the Sabbath. Sunset Friday to sunset Saturday. The synagogue ruler, indignant at this profanation of the day, discomfited by Jesus' reply. Luke 13, 10 through 17. Disciples' inquiry concerning the number of the saved. They are advised that it is a more important question to determine their own salvation, a mere profession, not enough to save a man. Desperate condition of those who have only this to plead. 22 through 27, Matthew 7, 13 and 14. Descent from the patriarchs gives the Jews no claim to the kingdom of God, may be excluded for unbelief, while the Gentiles are admitted through faith. Well, not the Gentiles, people who aren't Jews. There's kind of a difference in what the term means. Look at all those words, Gentiles. You're talking witches, polytheists, atheists, unguided, So how can you be unguided in actions and beliefs and, be saved through your faith? Well, you're not unguided anymore, Luke 13, 28 through 30. The Pharisees attempt to intimidate him by showing Herod's hostility. His reply, 31 through 33. Enemies watch his actions in respect to a case of healing on the Sabbath. He asks a question which they dare not answer. The cure performed, 14, 1 through 6. Parable of guests at supper and the assumption of positions of honor. Propriety of humility in self-examination. Givers of feasts exhorted to invite the poor instead of the rich. A more unmistakable and genuine hospitality, 7 through 14. A parable of the wedding supper. Invitation to men universally to partake of the provisions of grace. Matthew 22, 1 through 4, Luke 14, 16, 17, excuses made and the rejection by those to whom the invitation primarily comes. These often perish, while the despised and outcast are brought in. The Jews and the highly favored in Christian lands in the former class. Matthew 22, 5 through 10, Luke 14, 10, 18 through 23. The guest without the wedding garment, Matthew 22, 11 through 14. What does it symbolize? The multitude instructed that Christian discipleship implies sacrifices and self-denial. They are exhorted to count the whole cost before pledging themselves to him. Does this apply now as well as then? Luke 14, 25 through 33. Jesus' association with the wicked and despised people censored. Luke 15, 1 and 2. What utterance of his elsewhere explains this? Luke 19, 10. Matthew 18, 11. Further illustrated by parables. The rejoicing of the finding of the lost sheep. The lost piece of silver. Luke 15, 8 through 10. Matthew 18, 12 through 14. Parable of the prodigal son. Much greater joy over the return of a lost soul than over those who have not apostatized. Give the story and show its application. Luke 15, 11 through 32, parable of the dishonest steward. We may make such use of those temporal advantages which are a snare to selfish and worldly men as to make them of great spiritual advantage. Luke 16, 1 through 9. Faithfulness in temporal things, essential to spiritual excellence. Singleness of purpose, necessary, 10 through 13. Covetous Pharisees offended at his at his discourse. Parable of the rich man and Lazarus. The best conditioned in this world, often totally unprepared for eternity, while those who are destitute here may be abundantly provided for there through faith and faithfulness. Permanency of the future state, 14 through 26. Extraordinary and astonishing evidence of no value to those who already are convinced by the ordinary means, 27 through 31. I don't know about that if you're already convinced. But some people ask for a sign, and in one sense or another, they will never believe no matter what sign they get. But that doesn't mean you don't give them the answers that they want, because you never know which answer might be exactly what they needed. And they talk to you because being guided towards or away something was necessary by that answer. So don't just assume people are playing games. People are very serious. I'm inquisitive. I use philosophy. Philosophy is more than quotes to me. It's a method thing. And it's not that I'm belittling or anything like that. I'm asking questions and trying to understand for myself rather than, oh, you understand, you believe this so well, I should just follow you. It's like, well, that could be true for anything. So the kingdom of God, not outward and temporal, but inward and spiritual. Luke 17, 21 and 20. Well, see, they're trying to reject this Yezi thing of the God of this world and age, that they're separating from the Old Testament thing as well. God's the God of all creation and dominion, Adoni Hearts, the communal leader of all the earth. That's the real name of God that's used in the biblical language. But